Welcome everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart, and today in this video we're going to talk about potatoes. Now you all know we are in Georgia, zone 8, and it is just about time for us to get our potatoes in the ground. We'll be putting them in ground in about 2 weeks. But one of the things I wanted to share with you all is like chitting your potatoes, like the whole process of getting them to start to chit or sprout eyes. Okay, sprouting eyes. For those of you who are new to growing potatoes and you want to grow, that's a staple for us, right? We love potatoes here. So growing our own, chitting our own is very important. Now what I have in this bag here are some Yukon Gold potatoes that I just put in this bag. Okay, I just started the chitting process on these today because I was kind of late getting my seed potatoes in. Well, these seed potatoes, okay? Now I already have some and I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to show you what I do and I'm going to show you the difference in how it works, okay? Now, these seed potatoes here, these Yukon Gold potatoes, as you can see, not one single eye on these as of yet. Get my glasses. Because if it is one, I can't see it. Okay. All right. So now they are starting. Okay. You can see where the little eyes are going to come from, right? Okay. So now what I have done here is that I take egg cartons when I get my seed potatoes and I'm just putting them in my egg carton. And I just kind of find like where the eyes, you can kind of get an idea of where they're going to come from, right? And I try to sit them in this carton with those eyes pointing up in that direction to make it easy for these potatoes. When the chits or the eyes come on them, I don't want them to be putting out eyes going against or pushing up against the carton. So I always try to put them in a position to where the eyes can easily grow. Okay. Okay, like this one right here. You see that? Now I've actually had these potatoes now. I had them. I'm just now putting them in my little brown paper bag the way I typically would do it. I've had these potatoes now for about almost 2 weeks or so. I'll say I've had them almost 2 weeks, but I'm just now going through this process, okay? So I'm taking them and I'm just putting them you see the eyes? I'm putting them in this carton just like so, okay? Yeah, all of them, just like so. I always look for where the eyes are going to come from, and then I try to turn them in that direction and put them in my little carton here. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is put this carton in this paper bag, close this paper bag up and roll it down. Some people say, but you won't like to get to it if you want them to chit real fast. You can do it however you want. You know, if that's what you want to do, put the light on them and stuff, that's fine. But I'm just going to put them in a bag and I'm going to roll my bag down and I'm going to put them right underneath the bottom shelf of my seed starting tray or in your pantry. It doesn't matter, under your cabinet. You've put potatoes in the under the cabinet before and only to come back and they got these long eyes everywhere, right? So however you want to do it, it'll work. Just know that one process is a little slower than the other. But I think in the next couple of weeks now, it could take chitting. You know, if your potato is completely smooth, it could take it anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks before it actually has a nice size eye on it. And I'm going to show you that. So these are the golds right here. And then I'm going to show you the reds. Okay. Now these I've had for several months, maybe 3 months or so. And I did have them in a brown paper bag and I just took them out of the bag. But as you could see, look at there. These are already ready. Now the only difference between these and these is that this is a certified seed potato. This is a potato that I got from the grocery store several months ago, and I decided I was not going to cook them all. I was going to plant some, okay? Now, why don't I do that with all of them? The problem that so many people have, or the concern that so many people have about buying buying potatoes out of the store, is the concern that, number one, they've been sprayed with an inhibitor that keeps them from sprouting, right? So they have that concern. Number two is that they don't want to run the risk of buying potatoes, planting them in the garden, and they have some type of a disease or fungus or something like that, and then they put that in the garden, okay? Now, if you're going to be planting them in containers, you don't have that to worry about, really, okay? You don't have that problem if you're just going to be putting them in like a 5-gallon bucket or a 17-gallon container. You don't have that worry. But for me, like, we bought these potatoes from Aldi, I believe. And I just so happened to save some. And I just kept them in a brown paper bag in the pantry for a few months. And as you could see, this is where we are. I'm not cutting that off, by the way. But this is where we are now. Look at these. Look at the size of this potato. And just look at all of the eyes all over this potato, right? Now, Mrs. H, are you going to cut them in half or, you know, to sprout more potatoes? No, I'm not going to do that this time. You can, but I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just actually going to plant the entire potato, okay? The entire potato. I'm going to plant it, and this is the bottom of this potato. I'm going to actually plant this potato in the soil like so, okay? And I'll bury it in the soil just like so. But no, I'm not going to cut it. Now, you can. The one thing that I'm going to advise when you cut your potatoes, you all, you don't want to cut your potatoes, if you're going to cut them, period, you don't want to cut them you don't want to cut a potato that is, what is that on me? I don't know. If a potato is not any larger than a chicken egg, don't bother cutting that potato, okay? Your potatoes need to be a certain amount of size. They need that energy in order to go ahead and produce more and more eyes for you to have a healthy crop of potatoes. So if it's something smaller than an egg, you don't want to cut that to try to get more potatoes, because more than likely, and actually, I guarantee you, planting something that you cut in half that's about this size, you'll be lucky if that potato didn't even rot, okay? So you just want to make sure that if you do cut a potato, you want it to be a nice sized potato that you can cut. Like this one here, this is a nice sized potato that I could probably cut in half. And then, of course, you're going to let it ash over. That's what I always say. You're going to let it ash over. But I know other people say something different, but that's what I've always said. You know what I'm talking about, same thing. But you're going to cut it in half, and then you're just going to let it ash over or dry out, because you don't want to put a wet potato with all that moisture coming out of it, attracting ants and other pests, and then it's just going to rot anyway. You're still not going to get no potatoes. So you want to give that some time before you actually plant it. But if you cut this potato in half, you could do it. So then I would have 2 eyes on one side and then this nice large one on this side, right? And that'll give me more planting space, okay? So you can do that if you want. And actually, if you're short on potatoes and you don't have a whole lot of potatoes, that is an excellent idea to maximize on your harvest, okay? But if you're not concerned about the quantity, and you're pretty sure you're pretty sure that, you know, you're going to get what you want no matter what, and you got a lot of potatoes, then don't worry about cutting them in half. Just go ahead and Put the whole potato in the ground. The eyes, you want to try to get the eyes. How do you get the eyes up if they all over the potato? That's a good question. So if you have potato, well, like this one, more than likely, you just choose, if you have potatoes on both ends, like that other potato that I just showed you did, like this one here, how you got eyes on both ends. If you have a side that does not have an eye on it, then plant it that way, okay? That's the advice that I would give you on that. But otherwise, you can literally just plant them straight down into the ground, just like so, and bury them. And that way the eyes don't struggle so much to send out that main root in order for your potatoes to start to grow. Okay? Now, okay. So now I think that's all that I wanted to share with you. I'm going to get these potatoes here back inside of my paper bag until I'm ready to plant them, because I'm still not going to plant them yet. I'm going to give it a full 2 weeks because I don't want a hard freeze to show up out of nowhere and kill my potatoes, right? I don't want them to freeze in the ground. I do want to wait till after that frost is over. At least I'm hoping so. Otherwise, we would have a problem. But in any case, you all, I just wanted to share with you how I start my potatoes, how I get them ready for chitting. And many of us already do it accidentally anyway. When you put them potatoes under the cabinet and you forget about them and you go back and you be like, oh my goodness, they done sprouted everywhere. You done it accidentally, but you still did it, right? That's still what I do. I don't do it any differently. I don't go no extra 10 miles to try to make them sprout. The only thing I can tell you that I will do, the reason why I put them inside of these egg carton trays like this is just simply because I like for them to have a little bit of airflow all the way around the potato. But even that's not necessary. That's just something that I do. Because when your potatoes in that plastic bag, they just piled on top of each other. They still sprout. They still sprout without your help, right? But this is just, it's a matter of preference for me. So that's the only reason why I put them inside of these egg cartons that I use for my eggs. Once I'm done with my potatoes, I'm going to put them up and my eggs are going to go in them when I need them, okay? But this is what I do in order to get them ready. And as you could see, it works for me, okay? The proof is in the pudding. It works for me. I put them in an egg carton. I put this egg carton down in a paper bag. I write the date on it of when I put it in the bag so I'll know to come back and check it. Especially if I'm, because you don't want to have potatoes in a bag and you don't check on them. You don't want one to rot, and then once it rots, it starts ruining all the other potatoes in the bag. You want to come and check on them periodically to make sure you don't have one that's going bad. If you do, you need to toss it so that the others can go ahead and survive and produce those beautiful little chits for you. Okay? All right, y'all. So I think that's all I have done. I am going to take you all along and showing you how we prepare for planting these potatoes. Now, somebody did email me about planting potatoes in the containers. They saw our 17-gallon tubs, and they said that the tubs that we have that we paid $5 for, they're not $5 anymore. They like $35 and $40, and they can't spend that kind of money on a tote for a container for potatoes. So what other options do what we recommend? I'm going to show you. We're going to do a video. We are doing something special just for you to show you the other option, okay, or other options, all right? So we're going to do a video on that as well, okay? Don't worry. We're even going to show you all like how we mix up our mix for the containers and all of that, because we'll talk about it in another video. We're going to talk about the things that potatoes love and the things that they don't love, and how we put them together in a container to make sure that they are happy potatoes as they grow. And hopefully this time around, we can keep the ants away from them, because that has been These ants have been the bane of our existence in the garden. Okay? So you all, yeah. These potatoes here, like I said, we've had the goals for a couple of weeks. And hopefully, now that we are getting them in the bag and we're going to get them in a nice, dark, cool place, hopefully they will go. The chits may not, before we plant them, they may not look like this before we plant them. I doubt if they're going to get this big in 2 weeks. But even if the eyes are smaller, let's just say they're like this. Even if they're just itty bitty like that, that works. Okay? That's good enough for me. So I'm hoping in a couple of weeks I can get my eyes to be like this on the potatoes so that we can get them planted. Like I said, they might not look like that, but if we can get them like that, that'll work too. Okay? Yeah. I'm going to have to baby these potatoes when I get them inside because I got to do something to keep the ants off of them. If we got to come up with a solution. These ants, we got to come up with a solution. Yes, we do. My grandbaby said, Grandma, why did God make ants? I'm like, I don't know. But he has a purpose for everything. Even though we don't understand it, he don't just do something for no reason. There is a purpose for everything. Even though we don't understand it right now. Maybe one day understanding will come. But right now, I don't understand. Like, why? Whew. Like squash bugs. Why? All right, y'all. That's going to do it for this video. It is so much that we want to talk about. Because Mr. H and I, we're always discussing so much about how everything connects to the creator, right? Everything is, you have to just wonder. It's just so beautiful. Just so many different topics, you know, even now about all of the diseases. We were just talking about how many diseases there are that attack your plants. Like, where did all this stuff come from? Yo, where did all these different diseases? Tomato plants alone got so many different diseases that could attack and kill them. Just tomato plants. Or just all of the plants in the nightshade family, period. Just gotta wonder, like, where did all this stuff originate? Right? Who knows? I don't know. But it was a great topic of discussion and it was a great research option for me and I have been enjoying it so far. And I may share with you what I've come up with, but it is a journey when you're trying to get to the root of something, right? But in any case, y'all, back to these potatoes. I wanted to share with you all my process for getting these potatoes ready for planting. And like I said, I'm hoping in 2 weeks. I'm hoping in 2 weeks or so, these right here will at least look like that. We'll see. I'm going to work hard. All right, y'all. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and give our video a thumbs up. Oh, by the way, thank you all so much to everybody who has been supporting our little seed shop. It means the world to us that you all support our seed shop. Thank y'all so much. I just want you to know that we appreciate each and every one of you. Okay? So thank you so much for that. And I will post a link if there's anybody out there who did not know we had a seed shop. Now you know. I will post the link to that in the comment section and pin it there so that all you have to do is just click the link and go right to our seed shop. Yes, some things have started to sell out. Yes, some things have started to run low. I don't care how we tried to be prepared. We still are not fully prepared for some of the things that you all love the most, like the loofah, the cushaw, the burr gherkins that we have been growing that we absolutely love because, of course, the burr gherkin is a cucumber, but we don't eat it like so. We actually use it as a cooked dish, and it's so easy to grow. And it'll give you meal upon meal upon meal that your family, I guarantee you, your family will love it. No matter how many different ways you cook it or how you season it, your family will love it because it is so, the seasonings are so interchangeable. You know, if you wanted to do Asian flavors or Indian flavors, or if you wanted to do Mexican flavor, it's just so interchangeable that that one item can taste like something totally different depending upon the spices that you use, just like chicken, right? But it is a delicious meal. And I actually did a video on how to prepare that and was putting it on Marie in the kitchen. Y'all know I remember me telling y'all we've been having some technical issues, and I lost all of that footage from that crazy camera that I have, right? So I lost all of that footage. So I'm going to have to reshoot that whole cooking video for you all once we start getting more burgerkins coming out of the garden. I am excited to share that recipe with you, okay? So you all, and the cushaw recipe too. So don't worry. In this time, I'm hoping to be able to film it in a way where I know that I don't have to be concerned about that raggedy camera anymore. All right. So y'all, that's going to do it, I believe. Again, thank y'all so much to everybody who has supported our little seeds shop. We really, really appreciate each and every one of you. Some of you have already sent pictures of your seeds up and going, germinating under lights. I've seen your pictures, and yes, they look good. And I'm here to tell you, out of all of the tomatoes that I have planted that are on the seed shop, the mushroom basket tomato, that seed literally burst through the soil before all others. Those were the first ones to come up, and they are big and beautiful. And my peppers, the first pepper was the big gem pepper. And those peppers are huge right now. And they were the first to come up through the soil. Maybe it's because it's a big gem. They had to hurry them come, you know. I don't know. They was in a hurry to get through the soil so they can grow. But those were the first. Those peppers were the first to come up. So I might give y'all an update on how everything is growing under the grow lights. Everything is looking really good, y'all. There are some things that I'm very concerned about. Again, you know, like my lemon drop pepper, my lemon spice jalapeno, and my purple of Sicily cauliflower. That seed still did not germinate. And somebody said, maybe try cold stratifying it. I will try that. I will try that. And after I try that, if that seed still does not germinate, y'all, I am done with trying to sprout that cauliflower, okay? If there's anybody out there who's growing purple of Sicily and you got the seed from Baker Creek, please post it in the comment section below. I would love to know what you did differently to get that purple of Sicily cauliflower to germinate, but I am having zero luck. This is year 3 for me with trying to sprout that purple of Sicily cauliflower with zero success. Not one seed germinated. And this is a new package of seeds every year, okay? So it's not the same seed. It's a new package of seed every year, and I am still not having success. So I'm about to throw my hands up. But I am going to try cold stratifying. I'm going to try it today. I'm going to try cold stratifying it and see if it works. And if you like, I'll take y'all along with me while I do that, okay? All right, y'all, that's going to do it for this video. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and give our video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos we upload to our channel. And thank you all again so much for watching Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video.